For me, it's just kind of adding another, tool to my toolbox, a little bit more to my resume. I want to come down here, prove that I can play in playoffs. I didn't have much playoff experience before this, so I'm trying to come make sure that, I'm showing that I can play in playoffs. I'm ready for any situation that comes at hand.
Was there anything that McKinnon or Fitzgerald have said to you throughout the playoff run? Even the goaltending coach as well, Dan?
I mean, I talk to Scott Clemenson and Brian Eklund pretty often, so we're just kind of talking about my game, what I can work on. But when I spoke to Dan when I was coming down here, it's just he said, they have a good team, let's go win a championship. So that's kind of been my goal since coming down here, is to prove to everyone that we're a team that can compete and a team that can hopefully win a championship.
Back in Game 3 overtime when you made a bunch of saves, what kind of momentum did that generate for the team moving forward after that win?
I mean, I think that was just an overall team game. We had lots of guys sacrificing their body. Could have been a couple more shots if they weren't out there doing their jobs. So I think for us that was a big stone to get that game, bring it back to 2-1 instead of 3-0. So for us as a group, I definitely think that was a big momentum changer for us.
Now, how do you kind of continue the momentum after 2 days off now? Now you're back in action in a new series now.
I think it's exciting. I don't know if anyone's had a lot of experience like this before, but I think for myself, I'm just looking forward to playing Game 1, getting that out of the way. But yeah, it's definitely exciting, and I'm really excited for this round.
Isaac, what kind of switch flipped for this group in that third game and throughout the rest of the series that you guys have to maintain going into Florida here?
I think in that game we really just turned it around. We started playing a little more defensively, not giving up as many chances, and then we just showed our determination, our grit going into that, and just doing our best. And when we pull that game off, we kind of realized that we can keep going here and make something happen.
Head coach Pete MacArthur has mentioned before, this group really didn't have a lot of playoff experience heading into the start against the Maine Mariners. Now some guys are 10, 14, 15 games in. What does that say about this group that's getting the playoff experience together, and there's only a handful of guys in that room that have had more than maybe 10 games?
Yeah, I think it's learning experience for all of us. And I think how close our group is, it's great to have that and be able to go through this experience together, and the ups and downs, everything that happens. We're sticking together. We're not falling apart, losing it on each other. We're really composed, and everyone's trying their best, and mistakes are going to be made, but we're here to pick each other up and do our best to make sure that everyone's moving on the right page in the right direction.
Brad Ralph is one of a great successful coaches in the ECHL. Florida Everblades coming into town, and they've won multiple rounds dating back to 2 years, back-to-back Kelly Cup champs. For you, what's going to be the mindset going into Friday?
I mean, just take it one shot at a time. That's all I can really do. There's no point in getting too far ahead of myself, worrying about what could happen, what couldn't happen. It's just get out there, make sure that I'm ready to play when the puck drops, and from there on, just take it one shot at a time.
Why are you so vocal out there on the ice, tapping your stick, talking to guys? Just something you typically don't see from a goaltender like that.
I mean, it's just kind of, when there's someone behind our defenseman, it's hard for them to know what's behind them. So let them know what's going on, and just try to make sure they know if one guy's pressuring them, two guys pressuring them. If when they're going back for a puck, I'm their eyes. I need to help them out. If someone's going to hit them from behind, I'm going to try to let them know that there's someone right behind them, that they should rim the puck, move it quickly, chip it up the wall. Just try to help them out the best I can. And then, if I see something that on our power play or our penalty kill that I think can change a little bit, or so I can see a puck better, I want to help them. And I know that they want to, block the shot. But if it's easier for me to see it and save it, then I just want to help them out the best I can.
What's different from Norfolk and Maine to Florida?
I mean, I think every series is just, you're trying to learn more, and every team plays a different style of game. Norfolk was a little more aggressive, stretching guys out of the zone, kind of trying to cheat their for offense, and Maine was very hard-working, blocking a lot of shots. It was hard for us to get pucks past their forwards. So I think we're going to review a little bit on Florida now, and then from there just try to do our best and make sure that we're ready to go on Friday.
All season, Jeremy had the leave sign on the back of his helmet, icy up on the wall. How did that get up there? When did that start being kind of the last thing you guys see before I guys take on?
I'm not sure where that came from. but I think it's a good reminder that we just have to believe in ourselves. And it's a great show, Ted Lasso. So I think that you can take some lessons from it, even though it's a little more of a comedy. There's always something you can learn from stuff like that.
Third year here, definitely have a lot of pride playing for this team. This league is different year to year. There's no one on the 2018 team that's here anymore, so it is cool to get a rematch with them. It's nice to bring this organization back to the conference finals. We had some guys in the room after Game 6 against Norfolk telling us how prideful this community is, and we know it too, and we're just really excited to get this thing going.
It seems like that Game 3 against Norfolk overtime win, huge saves that generated this momentum for you. How have you been able to sustain it over the last 4 games and not trying to continue that into this series?
Yeah, I mean, obviously after losing Game 1 and 2 at home, kind of had our backs against the wall. To get an overtime win like that in Game 3 was, pretty galvanizing for our group. Obviously, you see Poulter standing on his head every night. He's been unbelievable, and Broads, when he's called on, he shows up too. That was definitely a big momentum swing for us, and then to take all 3 on the road, we got all the momentum in the world right now.
Yeah, Ryan, just what kind of switched for you guys in the back half of that series that you have to hopefully bottle up and take into this next series?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you just get put against the wall like that, your best game comes out, and I guess that's what it took for us to find ours. And like you saw after that, we've been rolling. Our offense is clicking. We're playing a lot better in our D zone. We're managing the puck better. We're winning battles. So we got a lot of confidence now, and that might be kind of what we needed to get going.
What was that message, going down to Norfolk, being down 2-0? Was there anything that was said on the plane to say, you know what, we can go across the finish line? Yeah,
I mean, nothing in particular. Kind of just on the way down, we were staying loose. We weren't, getting worried. We wanted to, stick to our game plan, not change too much. I told my brother after Game 2, they were up for the trip. He's like, are you worried? And I was like, no, I bet you we went all 3 down in Norfolk. And we went down there and we did. And, we got the roster for it, and we got a lot of confidence, so we're feeling good.
Obviously, probably one of the biggest goals you scored in your pro career was that overtime winner. Just kind of relive that and how big of a momentum booster was that for your club at that time now looking back?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was huge. I think there was like 2 minutes left in the first overtime. I was getting really hungry, definitely didn't want to play a second. But yeah, I mean, neutral zone turnover, we were in good positions. We talked all night about getting pucks below the goal line and driving their D wide and stuff, and Broman took it behind the net, and they double covered behind the net. Me and Vandy were both wide open in front and just found my stick and had a pretty open net.
Patrick Grasso, who's been injured for quite some time, Darian Skio takes over the captaincy role for you guys. But, Grasso and Jay Sizley are getting healthier and healthier every day. What's it mean like to have, kind of the 2 captain leadership out there with Grasso and Skio?
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of great leadership on this team. Skio's been great since he got it, and Grasso, obviously he can't play, but he's still practicing every day, showing up to the rink, smile on his face, great attitude, still bringing that leadership, and it just shows what kind of locker room we have. We got a lot of guys that are bought into what we're doing, and I couldn't ask for a better group.
What's that mean for you also being able to wear a letter on your chest as well?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. Like I said, I play with a lot of pride for this team. It's been my 3rd year here, and I love this community. I love this organization. Play my heart out every night, and just kind of try to bring that attitude and let the other guys feed off of it.
What's going to be different from when you guys face the Everblades in the regular season? You take 2 out of 3 in our barn here. You go down to Florida, the Florida trip, and you struggle a little bit. But it seemed like that was kind of that turning point. But you were without your big key guys, Colin Felix, Will McKinnon. You were also without Philip Angaris at that time. So what does it mean to have those pieces back for Friday?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at both rosters, there's a bunch of guys missing from both sides, from when they were here and when we were there. So it'll be a little different, but it's nice that they've been up here, we've been down there. You're familiar with the building you're playing in, so we know what to expect, and it's going to be a war. They've won 10 straight playoff series, so they're experienced, they know how to win, and we got to just come out swinging.
These 2 practices leading up to this game, what is Mac preaching? What has he been, kind of telling you guys to get ready for this game?
more of the same stuff. I mean, we're not trying to change anything just because we're in a spot we haven't been in. We're doing the same things that got us here, and we're just going to try to play fast, manage pucks, stuff like that. Focus on some line rush stuff today, but other than that, we're just going to play the same way we've been playing.
You happy with the power play what it was on Tuesday night?
Yeah, I mean, it struggles. Every power play goes through its ups and downs. We did find a way to get a couple. They weren't, like your textbook power play goals, but we've been working on it. We got to probably break the puck in a little better and just, take what's given and simplify it a little bit, try to get some more shots on net and just go from there.
A guy that didn't play much in the playoffs, and then he goes to Maine, he plays all those games, you win there. Then he gets instituted into this series, you win all your games there. What's it mean like for him to be in that lineup and be that spark every night for you guys during the playoffs?
Yeah, it's not easy to show up to the rink not knowing if you're playing or not. He's had a great attitude. Everybody who's been in and out, when they're called on, they're showing up and they're playing hard, giving us everything they have. That's just how our mentality is. We have a really close group, like I said, and if you're in the lineup, you're bringing it your all, and if you're not, you're still showing up and showing support for everybody.
Ryan, just for this group to will out a 7-game series and then fight back, from down 2 games, what does that say about this group and their focus right now in this postseason?
Yeah, I mean, I would say we're pretty laser focused. I think I saw there was only a few teams that have been down 2-0 and came back and won the series, so definitely special for us to do that, especially winning 3 on the road. Shows we can, win tough road games, win 5-1 at home in Game 6. We can close the series out. It's just, like I said, our group's really confident right now, and we're playing well.
I think we'll just continue to get better as the playoffs continue. We had a couple nights against Maine where we let off the gas. We also had some silly mistakes in the neutral zone, which I think we kind of key on the neutral zone, where we almost let Maine back into the series. And then we had maybe one of those against Norfolk, where we just kind of gave them their opportunities. Florida's, I think, a little bit different team than Norfolk. Norfolk was really like high-flying offense. Like they would almost rather give up one chance but get 2, 4. So, but I think, like what you asked, I think we are learning as a younger team in the playoffs and seeing what happens and what it takes to be successful, like on a regular game night.
I think going from Maine to Norfolk, you have a day off. Now you get an extra day going from Norfolk to Florida. What does the extra day do? Does that help?
Yeah, that's huge, honestly. I mean, just having yesterday off was, I didn't even come to the rink yesterday. That was just nice from a mental perspective and physical, obviously. That extra day I think is huge for us. A little bit more rest, come into the rink today a little bit more excited. That was, I think that was huge that we were able to close it out in Game 6.
Shane, just like we were talking about, as a veteran member, just how meaningful is it for you personally to be at this point in the postseason, seemingly having a group capable of winning the Kelly Cup? Yeah,
I mean, now we're one of 4 teams left, right? So anybody can win now, right? Any one of those 4 teams can win. So it's pretty special, and I think, kind of like you said, now there's just even that more belief. Once you win 2 rounds, teams are confident, and you have that belief in your locker room that you can kind of beat anybody. So it's exciting, and this is cliche, but this is what you play for. It's so much fun, right? So yeah, we're just looking forward to tomorrow.
Looking forward to tomorrow, but who would have thought that the way your season started, the way that this would have been on, but being here for a long period of time, being able to see your kids watch you play hockey, being able to see men watch you continue to play hockey in what you call now your hometown. How special is that the family gets to just see you kind of live out your dream now that the kids are older?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's cool to just, we'll have pictures to look back on at the kids being at the games. They enjoy coming. They don't come to every game, but on the early ones they do definitely try to come to, and it's just cool. Living so close to the rink, even not only family but friends too that are coming to the game that I see outside of hockey. So it makes it a lot more fun. I've never experienced that before. You know, usually every guy on a team is playing somewhere that they're not familiar with. So it's just a little bit more special to now play at what is home now. So yeah, we've really enjoyed this season, and obviously winning a couple rounds just makes it even better.
Who would have thought that you would be playing hockey this deep in May? There was a time where, you know, the Thunder went on their run, and, you know, they kind of hit a rut, but for the most part, the gas pedal has, you know, accelerated to its extent. So, you know, no surprise with this group at all that you're this far.
Yeah, I think it just we definitely had to believe. I mean, it's not a fluke to win your conference, so definitely a little bit more pressure, I'd say, on that first round to make sure we got through that first round. And then I think maybe we played a little bit more free against Norfolk. So now it's like, you know, we did what you're, you know, quotations, what you're supposed to do. You should win the division. So we did do that. So now we put ourselves in a place where we expected to be, and where I think, you know, maybe our fans expected. So maybe that little bit of pressure is off, and now we can kind of just focus more on each game. And, you know, I mean, winning a conference would be pretty incredible.
And Florida's nothing to sneeze at either. Brad Valentine, head coach. We all know the history of the consecutive playoff series wins, but they faced adversity just as much as you were. They were down 3-1 at Jacksonville. They went to Game 7. They finished off the Orlando Solar Bears in 5 games. You take a look at, you know, very similar past, 7 with Maine, 6 with Norfolk. So very even when it comes to the playoff schedule. Yeah,
I mean, I think they play the right way. We've played them a few times this year. I think they play the right way. They almost played playoff style hockey in the regular season, which there really is a difference between the two. You don't have to play as hard in the regular season every game. I mean, you play so many games, you just can't. You see it in the NHL as well. So yeah, we got to be ready for them. Obviously, they are quite a franchise, and but I think we play playoff hockey as well. So I think it's going to be a great matchup.
What's the difference now playing them as opposed to when you guys went down during the regular season? How more seasoned are you? And, you know, Pete MacArthur mentioned as well, guys are back in that room that were in the American Hockey League that wanted to come down here and win a cup. And, of course, you got your boost there, Isaac Poulter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think their team was the same when we played them, and neither it was ours. So, you know, we were missing guys, I'm sure. I mean, they have guys that are on the roster now that weren't there then. So, you know, the core is both the same. But yeah, we got the cores are both the same, but obviously the teams are different, and that's why it's always kind of exciting to play, you know, the first game in a series to kind of see what the other team is like, how they play, and how the series is going to go.
Guys are always banged up this time of year. Obviously, you missed a couple of games. How are you feeling, and how is everything okay health-wise?
Yeah, I feel actually pretty good. I was sick at the beginning of end of the main round, but I feel good now. And yeah, luckily, knock on wood, health-wise, pretty good so far.
Shane, just what is it going to take to get it done in this series?
It's interesting question. I mean, we haven't watched video yet about like the nitty-gritty details, but I think just talking about ourselves, I feel like we're usually pretty good in the defensive zone, so it's going to come down to the mistakes we make at their blue line, making sure, you know, we're not turning pucks over and allowing odd man rushes against. If we can limit the odd man rushes against and be smart in the neutral zone, I think we're going to have a really good chance and you know, try to do what we do well and get pucks low and play offense down low.